This seems to be the best view that I can get of the engine casing ground down. I'll zoom out a little bit. I gotta keep the light there so you can see it. Zoom in. I can't get it. And it fits perfectly with about 2 to 3 millimeters of space going around it. This is the tool that I used. Basically, what it did is it went through the engine. I'll hold it on top. I can't put it in because I've already cleaned the engine and I really don't want to, and put it together, so I don't want to redo a lot of stuff. But you can kind of get the idea. Basically, there's a bolt, or excuse me, a nut on the end of the threaded rod that will not move, and that's this one at the end here. And the reason that is there is because as it spins, you don't want it to loosen up, and that doesn't have to come off anyway. And what you do is you take, go to better light. You've got the spacer here, and all this is a cutoff wheel. I think that's, and some washers, a spacer. The spacer fits inside the bearing, and the reason there's so much of it is because you can't actually put this straight in. What you have to do is have it out and then push it in, and this end's attached to a drill. So I'll go over to the bike and I'll try to show you what I mean. Basically, once it's really bad light. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can get more. Basically, it's as far as it goes this way, and then you'll actually push it into the wall, like this. Yeah, actually, I think that's a good angle there. So little by little, as it's spinning, you push it into the wall, and this disc here was measured to be the perfect diameter, the same as the sprag clutch, the larger one, obviously. Maybe I think I made it a millimeter bigger, and so as it's spinning, it's little by little just grinding away at that wall, and so that's why I mentioned it makes a mess inside the engine. So what you have to do is cover everything, set up a vacuum, or pull the pan out from underneath, but then you gotta really wash the engine out or split it. I ended up sealing the bottom of the engine off and having a vacuum set up. So this used the same bearings. It used the bearing here and the one through here that the sprag clutch shaft goes through. And I'll put the nut on from this side here. Thread it all the way in. It fits through that bearing without an issue. And then it spins freely in here. And as I said, because that spacer's there and it fits inside the bearing, you slowly push it into the wall, and you just cut. I went a little too far, but you just cut as much as you need. And because it's centered within those two bearings, the existing bearings, this rod here, it cuts out a perfect shape out of the engine case to get the sprag in. And it's pretty much what we got. I think in here, that's the bolt that holds the end of that sprag clutch shaft in place. And so basically my drill was somewhere over here, because that threaded rod came all the way out.